Hey guys, this is Mogamu, and today, what is it?
Dude, what is that?
Infested Warframe.
Infested?
Man, did he just say infested Warframe?
Yep.
Man, I feel like this is getting out of control.
Do you even know what it is we do here?
Kill infested?
Yes, and don't you see that as a problem? We've been killing infested all day.
All day.
Dude, his sword's made of infested.
No, it isn't.
What if I made Gary the Grenier frame or Corey the Corpus frame?
Technically, Valkyr's the Corpus Warframe.
Not the point. It isn't right. Tell him.
Dun 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 dun.
What is he
dun, 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 dun. You were supposed to destroy the infested, not join them.
Hey guys, this is Mogamu, and today I'm checking out the Nidus Warframe. Now, Nidus is an infested Warframe that's pretty good at crowd control, and he's really good at scaling his damage into high-level missions. You can pick up his blueprint from the Glassed Gambit quest from Parent Sequence, and you pick up the other blueprint parts by farming the infested salvage missions on Eris. Now, this frame is really hard to describe. It's kinda Hydroid meets Necros, meets Vauban, meets Anaros, meets Trinity, and he even has rank bonuses like health regeneration, increased armor, and power strength. Now, before we talk abilities, we have to understand mutation. Nidus builds a mutation meter. You can think of it as kinetic and potential energy. The more the mutation builds up each loop, you get an adaptation stack. You can hold up to 100 stacks, and every time his health reaches 0 while he has at least 10 stacks, he can cheat death while losing 10 of those stacks. Nidus's first ability is Virulence. This is a linear AoE of infested that deals damage and adds 1 mutation per enemy hit. And you should be spamming this all game. Not only does this build mutation for other abilities, it also increases your damage. It costs 40 energy to cast it, but it also refunds 10 energy per enemy hit. So try to hit at least 4 enemies for maximum efficiency. One big tip though is negative efficiency on Blind Rage will increase the energy per enemy hit. His second ability is the complement to his first ability. Larva will spawn that baby alien from that scene in Men in Black, pulling enemies into a clump with some really nice crowd control. Now, this is perfect for grouping enemies up and then hitting them with Virulence. It is just really good synergy. It's affected by line of sight, so make sure you try to get the high ground on enemies. Boom, another Star Wars reference. His third ability costs no energy, but you need at least 1 stack to cast it. Parasitic Link sleeps a single enemy and links any damage you take to that enemy. It's great damage reduction and it resists knockdowns. And also you can link it to another teammate. It's a little clingy, but you do get a damage bonus for it. His fourth ability also costs 0 energy, but it costs 3 stacks to cast it. Ravenous spawns a beautiful vista of flowers to share with your enemies and allies to enjoy together in pacifist reflection. Or it spawns infested death crops filled with maggots that panic enemies, deal damage, and of all things, it builds more stacks, further increasing your damage output, letting you cast more abilities, regenerating your health, and in theory, snowballing your death and destruction to massive proportions. But that's just a matter of perspective. Tomato, tomato. Now, modding this has its own unique things. I think you want to start with adding lots of range. Now, this will allow you to pull more enemies together with larva, and if you use overextended and stretch, you can actually get a hold of enemies quite far away. Now, some people are going to be tempted to use more energy efficiency to just spam the second ability, larva. I would recommend to use more range and then just use the high ground to make sure you get more enemies into one clump. You will still want to have that duration on your third and fourth abilities. Now, the next thing you want is power strength. This is going to give you a cap of 90% damage reduction with Parasitic Link. And if you use Blind Rage to accomplish this, not only do you get the damage output and the damage reduction, the negative efficiency will also make you get more energy return on your first ability. Now, overall, I have to say what I really like about Nidus is the fact that he scales so well with in-game content. I'm really hopeful that other Warframe reworks take this same philosophy of scaling damage and even scaling up the Warframe's carnage and having a secondary energy economy that really just works to make the ability snowball. And for that reason, this is an amazing Warframe at high level, and this is definitely something I'll be using in some of my in-game missions. Wait a minute, this is an infested frame. I gotta try something.
Dun 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 na 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 na.